All right. Okay. First things first.
Number 0,
Use some
Anby.
materials. Actually, the game is gonna give me a preview version of her for the quest, I'd imagine, and I'd rather fight whatever boss in the quest before I fight it here. So I'll actually start with this. Oh, okay. I completely misunderstood how this worked yesterday when I was looking at it.
What you deserve. Leave it to me, Anby. Recalibrating. Now you pay. I'll pierce this through. It's time.
Oh. That's like...
Get behind our prey giving you trouble. It's over now. Take the shot. Adjusting for wind. Sounds better. Now you can.
Oh.
Let's play a little. Hit the core. All right, I'll take over. Ether vision activate.
How dare I what? Play a game that I said I was going to play today? Oh, did you see the thumbnail and not get what it was? Or is it some other misunderstanding? What did I do on Discord? Ah. Hello.
No, when I first joined, you were very, very quiet, and all of a sudden you said, "Oh," and then like you had misunderstood something or misread something that was happening.
Oh. Yeah, what was it that I did? Oh, yeah, just character switching in this game can be kind of weird sometimes. Well, since you're here, and I have not yet started on any story stuff. I forgot I need to... Okay. There are 3 new characters, but only 2 are playable right now, or are obtainable right now. The 3rd one is playable in these little trial stages, so I'll actually use the selector here to show you.
Okay.
So, this will be the character for the next banner later on.
I'm getting called. Give me 1 second,
How
of course.
could you?
I've got your back.
I know.
I can't believe you would do such a thing. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You'll have to give me just a
No,
minute.
you're good.
What was it yesterday that I said I didn't like? Not yesterday, Tuesday when I was streaming. Something.
It was in Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember what it was I said or was thinking. Oh, right. That being said, now that I'm not playing Star Rail, I don't actually have an easy way to give context for what I was talking about.
No,
Or-
you're good.
So, give me just a second. Apropos of absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to me how, like, on 6th Street, the little street where the main characters have their little video store, out of all the businesses here, like, 3 of them, maybe potentially 4, are fronts for, like, illegal work, including the video store that the main characters run.
Right. That's hilarious, actually.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying, 3 new characters, only 2 of them are currently playable, one of which is 5-star Anby, who I have equipped right now.
Nice.
Funny enough, this surprised me a little bit, because I know the one, to my knowledge, other game Hoyo has that has a similar mechanic, different versions of the same character, count separately for, like, getting for bonding with the character. Like, you know, like in this game, you have like random encounters where you can just come across different characters throughout the city, and then you can like invite different characters to go do stuff with you, and it builds up like bond points with that character and so on. I assumed different characters would, like different versions of the same character would have separate things for that, because that's how it is in Hoyo's one other game I can think of that has a mechanic like that. But no, both versions of Anby just share the same like bond points.
Interesting.
There is unfortunately not a good way to compare the 2 versions of her very easily, other than just switching between them, which will take a bit of time.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by how different her hairstyle is.
Yeah.
Like it's not dramatically different, but it's like a slightly different cut, I feel like.
Yeah, it is. It's like shaggier with the,
Yeah.
like, the layers. Yeah.
Which could just be a matter of like they've changed how they design their models since the game launched, or who knows.
Yeah.
The other new character that I already have is yet another added to the list of very tall female characters.
Okay.
Not quite as tall as Evelyn, I don't think, but still pretty tall. This character has actually been like a mini boss in several, like in the main story and in several like side quests,
Oh shit.
and was recently like this update added as a playable character. And then the other new character will be on the next banner in, I believe, 3 weeks. I believe that's how long each banner typically lasts. But she is playable in these little trial stages. That is this character
I've got
here.
your back.
That's
Oh, interesting. Wait, that's her?
yeah, this is the other
Oh,
new
okay.
character that'll be available later on.
Nice.
He kind of sort of appeared earlier in the story as well. Like you could hear, like she was, like you could hear her talking over a radio, and in one of the character stories, she's way off somewhere providing fire support because she's a sniper.
Oh, okay.
I've
But
got your back.
she's interesting.
Okay. Just
But-
interesting.
I mean, there's not much to go off of with her. She
Okay,
has
yeah.
like total, like as far as previous stuff, parts of the story she's appeared in. She has total like 4 or 5 lines of dialogue, and we know she's a really good shot, and that's all we know so far. I think she plays a big role in the story chapter, like in the new story chapter that I'm gonna start in a
I
little
mean, it
bit.
kind of would make sense if she's if they're adding her in as a banner, that she's
Yeah.
got some story.
Apparently, an as of yet unreleased character who will be part of next update also plays a pretty big part in the story,
Oh,
who we'll try to find. I'm not going to bother trying to find, because
no.
if she's in the story, then she'll be in the story when I get to it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as a heads up, I may get called again here in just a little bit for dinner.
No worries.
but either I'll come back
Yeah.
or I'll be back in just a
I mean, I will probably either leave the voice call or deafen when I'm actually doing the story stuff.
Okay. All good,
But for now, I just have the trial stages for the 3 new characters, which kind of sort of have a little bit of story to them. But actually, no, I don't, because they unlock tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot that they do this where like each one unlock, or like I think they unlock 2 at a time over the course of a few days. But you know what's kind of funny is I was thinking yesterday when I was playing Star Rail is that, like, despite Zenless being in like basically a post-apocalypse, like a pretty mild apocalypse, like people are still living fairly normal lives, but it is still a post-apocalypse. Like, large parts of the world are uninhabitable. Despite the setting for Zenless being a post-apocalypse of sorts, it seems to have a much more optimistic story than Star Rail does.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Star Rail,
is just like, oh gosh, what is happening?
yeah. Like, Star Rail seems like is all flashy and goofy and seems like on a surface level seems really bright and silly. But
Yes.
like most of the actual story is just insane.
Yeah.
Like there
It's
was
like
literally
the whole Sunday thing we just watched.
yeah,
Everyone's
the
like,
whole
oh,
Sunday
gosh.
thing, or like all of Aventurine's backstory about how
Yeah.
basically all his people were killed and he became a slave for most of his life.
Right.
Technically still is, after a fashion.
Yes. But good lord.
Like...
I'm still listening, I'll be right back.
Okay. Like, this was part of one of my earlier live streams that you didn't watch, but, like, the backstory for the Cianjo people and how they're immortal, so they don't die of old age. Instead, over time, all of their memories just accumulate and drive them insane, and they turn into monsters. And it's such a weird comparison between the two games and, like, their settings and how they present their stories. Because, like, I don't know. I will say, I've seen a lot of reactions to the news and list story chapter on Twitter, and have been, based off of those reactions, am somewhat expecting it to change my opinion in terms of the comparison between the two games. But at the same time, like, I don't know.
That is crazy about
Like,
the memories.
One of, actually, yeah, a perfect example in Star Rail 2 is Dan Hung's backstory. Like, so Dan Hung and then Jing Yuan, like the guy with the big flowy white hair that summons the giant lightning thing, who, like, I know he appeared in part of the Pinacone story chapter, but, like, basically the leader of one of the main Cianjo ships. And then, like, one of the antagonists from the Cianjo chapter are well, up until later in the game, when you find out you were wrong. But as far as the three of them know, are the only survivors of this, like, group of well-known fighters called, I think, the High Cloud Quintet. One of the other members was Jing Yuan's mentor, who he had to kill when she turned into a monster, as previously described. And then the other dead member was... There's a vague implication that the other dead member was part of a love triangle between Dan Hung and the other, like the other surviving member that's not Dan Hung or Jing Yuan.
Nope.
It's very much up for interpretation on the part of the player. Regardless of whether you think that or not, she was someone that all of them cared very deeply for, and then when she died, Dan Hung, like, committed the greatest crime of... Because, like, Dan Hung is a dragon person. He's not the usual Sanjo person.
I do remember.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the main, like, Astral Express characters,
Yeah.
but he turns from
got
human
banished for
into
doing
dragon
something.
person. Yeah, so dragon people are reborn when they die. Kind of, sort of, keeping their personality, but usually not their memories.
Right.
So, like, so when that one other member of the quintet died, he tried to find a way to resurrect her, and was essentially executed for it, and then reborn as Dan Hung.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that now. Jeez. I'm gonna go grab a bowl of food. Be right back.
How could you?
Standing by.
Yeah, that's what I can spend 9.
Standing by.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I got some grub.
Funny enough, I had actually grabbed some food before I started streaming, so I spent most of the time you were gone just working on finishing it. Which I still haven't done. But yeah, like, going back to Star Rail, like, there's the characters we've already talked about, and then also from my live stream Tuesday, think about, like, Tingyun, who was basically killed by, like, Inzen, like, I guess that's actually
Some
kind of
entity?
the perfect, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And sure, she came back after a fashion, but she's not the same.
Right.
Like, during that quest, she asks something along the lines of, "Am I the same as you remember?" And I'm like,
Oh
yes,
my gosh. And
but
I can't,
also no, because, like, he does largely act the same, except he seems so much more sad and afraid than
like,
she
hesitant
was the
and-
first time,
yeah.
like, when she was first introduced in the story.
Mm.
And then also, like, she is just basically permanently cursed by the power that killed her.
Yeah.
It's a curse she can use to her advantage to some degree, but it's there,
Cursed
and
is
it's
cursed. Like,
permanently dangerous to her and those around her.
yeah.
Um,
And then it's just like, how does she know she can always, like, trust her bearing or trust
Yeah.
she is who she is? And then she's worried that the people around her that like they won't be able to trust that she is
Yeah.
her. And like yeah. No, it's a nice game.
And then
Beautiful
like there's
game.
also the Stellaron Hunters. Like the faction that at first seemed to be villains. But you
Right.
find out later on they're your friends. Like they're the people they are the people, the group, the faction the player character came from. And he just doesn't remember them.
That's crazy.
Like it's something that they all went into knowing that would happen. But it's still like
When you realize that, you're like, what the?
yeah, it's like think about during the Penacony quest all the time you spend with Firefly and the fact that she is basically having to meet her first ever friend for the first time again.
Right.
Um
And who is it? The Archon, where that girl he was a word, and he knew the girl that was kind of like you didn't know she was bad. Like, what's her purpose? You know, she was from a different game. I don't remember her name. I'm not
trying to
Archon. I
think.
don't know what she was, but she's gone now. 'cause
What does
she's,
the character look like?
She had purple. Purple. I don't know.
That's not helpful.
Yeah, I realize that.
Like if we're talking a Hoyo game, that is like.
She was from another Hoyo game, and
Are
she
you sure?
had, like,
Are you thinking of Acheron?
Acheron is what I meant.
Like purple, kind of white
Yes.
streaks. Her hair would turn red when
Yes.
She's still from Star Rail, from the exact same chapter. Like
Okay,
she's
'cause
also
I
a
thought she
perfect
went and,
example
like, gave
because like
herself up or something. Like, it's whole
she
depressing thing.
basically had to destroy everything she cared about and believed in herself
Yeah.
in order to keep it from spreading out to the entire universe.
Yeah.
And still, like, he doesn't have the option of just settling down and getting close to people for the most part.
Yeah.
Like,
See, that's what I was talking about. I was like, what the heck?
Like, he is basically poison to everything. Like,
while being the reason it's safe.
yeah, that too. Like,
Yeah.
basically, as long as she is the poison, nothing else is, so she can make sure it doesn't influence anything.
Yes. It was like, what? Did that? It was just like, it's so sad. Like, I just remember the cinematics and stuff, and he's talking like the old man, and it's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Something I was thinking about the other day is, so, the woman who voices her is Allegra Clark, I believe, who in Zenless voices Fairy, the AI. And on the one hand, she does a great job as Fairy. On the other hand, man, I kind of wish she didn't, because if she didn't voice Fairy, she'd be more likely to get another role in Zenless.
Yeah.
And like she is such a good voice actor. Like her performance as Acheron is haunting.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I have ever heard someone act like that. Like
Yeah.
I would not in general, I do like Acheron a lot as a character, but I would not care anywhere near as much about that character if not for that performance.
Yeah.
But
No, she was good.
But like, look at all that. Look at all the characters in Star Rail that are just screwed. Like, there's no way around it. And then look at Zenless, where it's like,
They should all be.
Anby had a really rough time. Like, there's the implication that this is the original Anby, but like she was cloned en masse to try to make a super soldier, so there's no guarantee this is the original Anby. The original could be dead in a ditch somewhere. But like one of the trailers for this update is a bit of her backstory. And, like, she was basically told, like, she basically found out only one of the, I think her and all her clones are called the Silver Series. She basically found out only one of the Silver Series can be kept, and the others are just going to be murdered.
Wow.
So she just tried to commit suicide to make sure the one other that was left would be the one that stayed alive.
Wow.
Which worked, and also she survived, and Nicole found her and recruited her.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that's horrific.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't just get the awful backstory like you would in Star Rail. You get that she has been with the Cunning Hares ever since and has been able to lead a relatively normal life and has made close friends that she cares about and that care about her.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's crazy with the dynamic between the two games.
And then there's also, like, not as much of this is something that has been on my live streams, just because I do a lot of the, like, generally I only do live streams either on a whim or because there's a major story chapter.
Right.
So, like, a lot of the character-specific stuff doesn't get live streamed. So, like, all of the, like, little character, like, bond, rank up, and, like, hangout things don't get up, for the most part, don't end up on my live streams. But, like, having been going through character rank ups, Evelyn is another character who just had an awful situation in the past. Like, basically, she's been an assassin for basically always, and was hired to kill Astra, who is another character I have. This character, who is like she's a singer and a huge celebrity, and can't walk down the street without people noticing her and crowding around her.
Good grief.
And, like, Evelyn was hired to kill Astra. Evelyn her tactic was to pose basically as a bodyguard to get in close. And couldn't do it because Astra was the first genuinely kind person she had ever met.
Oh, wow.
And, like, the end of that is basically she actually just permanently becomes Astra's bodyguard. And it's like, sure, like with Anby, she had an awful past. That's probably where Star Rail would leave it. But in Zenless, we get, like, she's managed to make lasting friendships with Astra and with the, like, two player characters.
Yeah.
Like, Zenless it has so much dark in the background of it, but it just feels so much more optimistic.
Yes.
Than Star Rail does at almost every turn.
Yeah. Whereas Star Rail has, like, fun music and beautiful cutscenes and outfits, and it's just like doom and depression.
Yeah, it's like, I think the perfect example of this is that sure, in, like, the universe of Zenless, a holo could appear anywhere at any time. And there's not much you can do about it other than hope someone makes it to you before you die or get corrupted. But for the most part, people can live normal day-to-day lives without having to be afraid of anything wildly unexpected happening to them. Whereas in Star Rail, you can just be a merchant just getting home after a long time, like Ting Yun was, and just be annihilated by something you could never even begin to understand.
Wow.
I don't
It's
know.
quite the change.
Like, it is weird to say all that, because, like, Star Rail does spend a lot of time being pretty optimistic. Like, I'm talking about all the awful stuff characters have to go through in that game, but at the same time, Firefly is in an almost identical state to Anby. Like, Firefly was an artificial human made to be designed to be a disposable soldier that had undying loyalty to the Empire that created her.
Yeah, that's true.
But when the Empire fell anyway, and she was the only survivor, well, there's no loyalty to something that doesn't exist anymore, so she was able to live her own life, and ended up with the Stellaron Hunters, who, as creepy as they look on the surface, most of them do, like, are, or at least seem to be kind. Like, they do legitimately care for each other, for the most part. I'm not sure Blade possesses the ability to care. He's mostly dead. Yeah, Blade is the last member of the quintet from before, and he is, like, permanently stuck on the verge of turning into a monster. Like, one of the other Stellaron powers Stellaron Hunters uses basically mind control to keep him from, like, completely losing it. But can't, like, bring him back to normal. So, like, I don't know. On the one hand, it is really weird for me to say all this stuff about how awful the universe of Star Rail is, when there are some optimistic spots.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, we wouldn't have even had the entire story chapter with Sunday that I just played the other day if not for the fact that, like, if not for the fact that the Astral Express crew and Firefly and Acheron and Boot Hill, all wildly disparate people whose motivations don't really align for the most part, came together not to kill him, but to kind of just show him where he was wrong, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think both games are really good in what they do.
They both are.
And I love that they are very different in that way. Of like, oh boy, like, this is a beautiful cutscene, it's crazy. And then, like, you watch Sunday go through all of his, like, growth and emotions, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And, like, the battle scene is so cool, and then you remember who it is, and then he disappears, and you're like, oh, alright.
In the end, the entire, 7 updates of Pinnaconey and several dozen hours of story were all just Sunday getting very painful therapy.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I guess more than anything is Star Rail shows more of the dark side of its story in the game, whereas a lot of the dark side of the story in Zenless is in trailers that you only see if you go looking for them.
Yeah, like trailers, implications, little comments, but not like, whoa.
I don't know. There's also the fact that even before Hoyo had any level of name recognition, there were memes about the Honkai series being about just being, or the series just being horrifically depressing.
I don't know. I think they're both good. I like talking about, like, the difference between the two, especially because they're the same company.
Yeah.
But I really do like the fact that they're so different.
Yeah. there's also still the looming fear of Himiko dying in Star Rail that every Honkai player is going to permanently live in fear of.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm actually curious as to your opinion.
Uh-huh.
I've seen a lot of discussion as to whether people, like, as to which of Anby's two outfits people like more.
Okay.
Personally, I like both of them quite a bit.
Yeah. I like both of them. The same. I'll be honest. They're different enough to where it's like it's a whole.
They're
new
not
outfit.
really
The
comparable.
No, they're cute.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it at all. Because like, you could get one and be like, oh, that's hot garbage, but no, neither of them are.
It's kind of funny to me, like something I noticed pretty early on, is that her old outfit, I guess just because of how huge the sleeves are, makes her look bigger.
Yeah, like she's got broader shoulders. but
The
backpack
skirt is
has
also like kind of fluffier too.
that. Yeah, the skirt.
Yeah.
But I like both outfits a lot. Colors, accessories, style. Yeah.
Actually, this is a character that's been in the game since launch, but Soldier 11 is actually the other Silver Squad member that Anby saved.
Oh, really?
So technically, she is also Anby after a fashion.
I mean,
Which
she
people
kind
kind of
of looks
expected
like
was the case for a long time. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, she looks like Anby. Her sword is really similar to the one that 4-star Anby has.
Yeah. She's got a lot of very similar things
Yeah.
without being carbon copied.
Can't really see her eye color through the goggles, but let me see. Might be possible. That's not what. I'll figure out what the button is eventually. No. I don't remember how to change my title card. Oh. I'm big dumb. Name card. Let's see. Soldier 11. Should be somewhere in amongst all this. There we go. Yeah. Same eye color.
So, yeah, definitely probably some kind of, replication, a clone, something.
Oh yeah, so something else that's interesting is because, like, mechanically in terms of no, never mind.
Okay,
I was thinking something really dumb.
okay, never mind.
There was something else I was gonna say though. I've completely forgotten whatever it was.
What the heck?
Hmm?
No.
I feel like it was something to do with eye color.
Yeah.
That's what, like, made me think of something I wanted to say. But I don't know. Right. Nothing to do with eye color, actually. Not even slightly. to do actually with Soldier 11. Her and Lycon's voice actors were replaced in this patch.
Oh, were they?
Yes. Now, that being said, I don't
Number
think I
0,
would have noticed if I hadn't
Looking
already
for an-
known.
Need something?
I'm at your disposal.
Because, like, Lycon still sounds very similar.
I shall follow your orders.
Let me turn up the stream.
His voice... I heard a lot of people saying his voice is less deep. I don't think it's less deep. I think it's just softer.
I'm at your disposal.
Like, I really only hear the difference in how he ends his sentences, if that
I shall
makes
follow
sense.
your orders.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Standing by. Look.
Needs.
I'm at your disposal.
I don't think I really would have noticed that.
Yeah, and it, like, you would have been less likely to, because you've not been playing the game. You've heard his voice less. But, like,
Yeah.
he is a major character in several story chapters, and has his own character story, and is a character that I've played a decent bit, because he synergizes with the team I have, and is fun to play. So, like, I would have noticed there was something different. But I'm not sure I would have thought his voice actor had changed.
Right.
There's also the fact, too, that, like, he's suddenly in the story again after not having been part of it for a while. So, even more reason why I would have thought something's different, but it could just be recording environment, or he took some time to get back into character or something.
Right. Huh.
And then
A mission?
Soldier 11.
Awaiting further instructions.
I don't think I would have
Ready
noticed
and
at
waiting.
I don't really think I could think of her voice.
all. Do what?
Awaiting further
I don't even think I
instructions.
could think of her voice, honestly.
I can a little bit, but like she's not had a whole lot of story presence.
Mm.
Like Lycon has had a ton of story presence. Soldier 11 is the character the game uses to introduce you to like the individual character stories. But that's about the extent of her story importance in the past.
Right.
Her character story actually is also where Trigger is first introduced, the character I was showing you before that'll be in a few weeks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah,
A mission?
I shall follow your orders.
so I don't know the exact, I don't know all of what's going on. What I do know, though, is that the guy who voiced Lycon, who voiced him before and doesn't anymore, apparently, when the announcement first came out that he had been replaced as a voice actor, he claimed he had not received any communication from Hoyo or Sound Cadence, which is the company doing the English voiceover, since October. Sound Cadence released a statement saying basically that they had tried several times to contact him to no avail.
Oh, okay. And so then they
And he also, the voice actor also did a tweet later on that kind of implies that the whole not heard from since October thing wasn't actually true, and that,
Oh my word.
on the one hand, I'd typically be more inclined to believe an individual over a company. On the other hand, he's making himself awfully hard to believe.
Yeah, I feel like as well, Hoyo has just dealt with this for so long.
Yeah, because also,
Like,
there's
you
also the
don't
fact
think
that
it's not,
Lycon has not been voiced for his last couple of appearances,
Yeah.
because this guy just
Whether-
either, if he's right, hasn't heard from them, or if Sound Cadence is right, has refused to communicate with them.
That's ridiculous.
Now, realistically, technically the voice actor strike is still going on. I know there are a number of union voice actors who are still continuing to work on Zenless and have not gotten in trouble so far as I've heard. I also know that the guy who voices Lycon is not union, but has said that he is also striking kind of in solidarity with voice actors in general. I think if there are union voice actors working on the project and not getting in trouble, I don't think anyone else necessarily should be not working on it for that sake.
Yeah.
But also, if the union strikes, the union protects the union voice actors from being in trouble over a breach of contract, but it doesn't protect a non-union voice actor who also strikes even though he's not part of the union.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because he's got nobody to protect him at that point.
Now, admittedly, I don't exactly much care for how SAG works as a union for voice actors, because they pretty clearly don't think much of voice acting as a profession. Doesn't change the fact that, like, I can't speak for the other voice actor that got the one who voiced Soldier 11, because she is a union voice actor and chose not to work because of the strike. Like, she's well within her rights to make that decision in her case. But the guy who voiced Lycon just... I don't want to say he brought it on himself, but it really seems more and more like he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like...
That's a shame.
I don't know.
But yeah,
there's also the fact that, like...
him now sounds very similar. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, again, I would have noticed he sounded different. I'm not sure I would have assumed he had been recast.
Right.
I also know, too, that sound cadence is owned by voice actors. I would assume some of which are union. And, like, generally speaking, I'd be inclined to believe a person over a company. But also, this is a company owned by people involved, that care about the industry.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like the people who are involved are, like, just not above that, but, like, why would they want to risk that?
Yeah.
You know, that hurts their integrity as well, especially now that I know that they're owned by voice actors.
Yeah, let me confirm that it is owned by the person I think it is real quick. Before I say any more.
Right. Before we get on our bandwagon.
Yeah, so Sound Cadence is owned by Amber Lee Connors, who is a voice actor who in fact voices one of the current banner characters in Genshin.
Interesting. So yeah, why would she want to rent her reputation?
Yeah. Also a really, really good voice actor. Like a lot like with Acheron, the character she voices in Genshin was a character I liked a lot to begin with, but is just made by her performance as the character.
Nice, that's good.
But yeah, all that to say, like, I don't know. The whole situation is really weird.
Yeah.
On the one hand, not like I hate that they had to change the voice actors. On the other hand, it's been, I'm not even sure how many updates without those characters being voiced. And also Lycon is likely to play a major part in this story, and even more likely to in the next update.
So they really needed
so as a point of reference, one of the two characters that will be added in the next update, and who I think appears in the story for this one, is like a former, like, very close friend and partner, literally in crime, of Lycon's. Who, like, the two of them are now at each other's throats. So I can't imagine a situation where he isn't a major character in that story.
Yeah, he doesn't need to show up for that. That's fine.
I don't know. They have gone a very long way without replacing voice actors in, like, Hoyoverse has in their games so far.
Yeah.
And who knows, replacing those two might have been a decision on the part of Sound Cadence rather than Hoyoverse. I don't know. My main thing is I really hope they don't replace the voice actors in Star Rail for Donhung and Himiko, because the two of them have not had voiceover for a couple of updates now. And they're perfect for those characters.
Yeah.
And, like, they're perfect for those characters, and they both, just from, like, stuff they talk about on Twitter, and in the case of Don Hung's voice actor, like, based off of his YouTube channel, they both just love that game so much.
Yeah. That would be a shame.
Yeah. Like, Don Hung's voice actor does himself, and then also, like, has some of the other voice actors from the game, like, does covers of songs from the game.
Oh, wow. Wow. Ooh, I hope not just for their sake, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully everything works out. I know that, I think her name is Alice Himura, who voices Robin in Star Rail, and also voices Nekomata in Zenless, did initially strike, but has actually returned to voicing characters in Hoyo games.
Yeah.
Because, like, when the update that I played, like the Star Rail update, the story that I played through Tuesday, first release, Robin didn't have voiceover.
Oh.
And then, like, she came back and they added her voiceover and then in the next update.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And, like, think about how much less that scene with her and Sunday would have, like, how much less impactful that would have been without her voiceover.
Yeah. Very much so.
There have actually also been a couple of, not any actual main story stuff, but, like, a couple of, like, story events that Genshin has had that I've played in Japanese because, like, only one or two characters were voiced.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Fortunately, as far as main story goes, there have only been one or two characters not.
Right.
And they've mostly been characters without major lines.
That you hadn't missed all too that much.
Yeah. A couple of them were characters that I really liked and would have liked to have voiced, but, like, 2 or 3 lines of dialogue isn't a huge loss. I should probably get started on this story if I want to have any hope of getting through it tonight.
You didn't do any of it?
I really thought about putting off doing this till Saturday, but I just really wanted to play it.
No, I'm glad you're doing it today, because I don't know how free I'm going to be on Saturday.
But yeah, for now I'll stay in Discord
Hey,
If anyone joins and starts chatting a whole bunch, I might
I'll
deafen.
kick him out.
That also works.
No, I'll make sure everybody's quiet.
And I don't mind talking some while playing. I just want to make sure I can hear the story.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll mute also and turn on the stream so I can hear it.
Oh, well, is it... Are we already getting to this? Also,
What's that?
okay. I was going to say they run an illegal business. Technically speaking, what they do is largely illegal, but they are also recognized by law enforcement.
The
Thanks to
brother
the-
and sister?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
thanks to the event of the previous story chapter, they, like, technically what they do is illegal, but they're allowed to do it. They specifically are allowed to do it anyway because of how helpful they were, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's still really weird for them to just be publicizing
Yes.
like they seem to be doing.
Yeah, right. Be so open about it.
Okay, yeah. We're already... This is the guy I was talking about that used to be Lycon's partner.
wow.
We're
Oh,
already getting to this point. He's one of the going to be one of the two banners next update.
Oh, Hugo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Character number 2 that is here to try to power creep Ellen, and I'm just going to use her anyway because she's my favorite character.
Nice.
Apologies for the intrusion. I'm Hugo. Let's just say I'm something of a collector. I've heard your video store is the most classy one in all of New Eridu, and I must say, it absolutely lives up to its reputation. The ambiance here is understated yet refined, elegant but still cozy. It's so soothing, like a steady beacon in the dark. I've also noticed some well-known individuals frequenting this place, including elite members from PubSec and HSO. Your achievements at such a young age truly impress me.
I'm flattered, but you give us too much credit.
Trust me, I'm being honest. I do find your store quite special. So, I guess the rumors about this place are true. Children of devils.
Oh.
What are you talking about? I'm not following.
Am I imagining it? Or do you seem really nervous all of a sudden? Children of Devils is an old movie I've been searching for, but it's so niche I can't find a copy in good condition. Or perhaps, did this movie remind you of something else?
You're imagining it. I'm just surprised there's a movie we haven't heard of.
No worries. Like I said, this movie is rather niche. Despite the word devil in the title, it's actually about vampires. I'm sure you already know. Vampires were a popular fictional concept back in the old civilization. Typically, they are pale-skinned, well-dressed, exuding a mysterious and dangerous aura. But beneath their immaculate facade lie lethal fangs for draining human blood.
You kinda look like one.
I'll take that as a compliment. Too bad vampires don't actually exist in New Eridu. Oh, and I don't feast on human blood. In fact, if anything, I'm hypoglycemic. Anyway, back to the movie. It's about a man who unwillingly turned into a vampire and after years of plotting, finally kills his evil father and ultimately dies in the process.
I don't know if you've noticed, but if you pay attention when Hugo is talking, you can see that he does have very vampire-like fangs.
He's very sleepy. Very vampiric still.
So, it's a tragic story.
I actually think the ending is pretty good. At least he accomplished his goal, and death was just the price he was willing to pay. Well, it's a shame you don't have the videotape I'm looking for. I'll just grab a copy of every movie you currently have for rent.
No offense, but you're being overly generous. You don't have any hidden agenda, do you?
I understand the skepticism, but I simply wanted to express my gratitude for discussing such a niche film with me. Your store is like a collector's gem in itself. Please, consider my payments here as an investment in a collector's prized find.
Your definition of a collectible is pretty broad, just as I'd expect from a collector.
Because of my work, I happen to know some of New Eridu's upper echelon. Some even collect human organs. Just some rumors circling around. Hope I didn't spook you.
No worries. I don't scare easily. I've seen my fair share of crazy stuff.
Guess I was worried for nothing. With so many high-profile individuals visiting here, I'm sure you're well-connected and experienced in various fields. Speaking of which, there's a big industry auction coming up. They'll probably have lots of collectibles, maybe even rare videotapes not on the market. If you'd like to attend, just let me know. Oh, by the way, I saw a marketing event at Lumina Square. Looks like there's a raffle going on. Go check it out if you're interested. Maybe you'll stumble upon something exciting, especially at a place so close to the upper class. After all, there are always secrets hiding behind the light. Well, thanks for today. I'll take my leave for now. Until next time, my precious friends.
Oh yeah, it's also interesting to me that the game is referring to this chapter as the Season 1 epilogue.
Interesting.
Despite the fact that there is at least one more update before, like, a major version. So I guess there's two chapters worth of epilogue, maybe? I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm also kind of annoyed, because... So... On the one hand, this is technically what I'm about to talk about is technically a skippable chapter. So I guess that's why they're going with, oh, you don't recognize them. Why? I was gonna say wise. I guess technically whichever twin the player plays, or sibling, I don't think they're actually twins. Whichever sibling the player plays has met Hugo before. And suspects Hugo of having stolen something from Astra. And yet all of a sudden we've got no clue who he is here.
Know who he is. Yeah.
Unless that's what they're about to discuss. Okay, yeah, they absolutely remember it.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But yeah, like during the event, Astra notices that like something she had stored in her weird like microphone staff thing she uses in combat was missing from it.
Oh, interesting.
And Lycon happens to be there, and like they describe Hugo to him for whatever reason, I don't remember, and Lycon's like, oh yeah, he's probably the one who took it.
Yeah, I know that guy. Scumbag. I mean, it would kind of not surprise me if he's a werewolf, because Lycon is technically, or not a vamp. It wouldn't surprise me if he's vampire-y, because Lycon is werewolf.
Yep.
So it kind of makes sense a little bit.
A little bit.
You there! Why not come try your luck? All sorts of prizes are waiting to be won!
I love how this guy's just like, hey, why didn't you go do the raffle over at the square? And then just goes straight to it himself.
Yeah, honestly.
Honestly, real quick, this is something I want to comment on because this is the perfect example.
Okay.
NPCs in Zenless look so good.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't already know what he looked like, looking at the line from the side, I wouldn't immediately assume, oh, there's one playable character in this line.
Right.
Like, once you get a closer look at each character, he stands out. But, like, from a distance, the NPCs look good enough that he doesn't immediately pop out.
Jump out at you.
And admittedly, a lot of other characters in this game would. But, I don't know. I still think it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I get that.
I know I was commenting on this to someone recently. I don't think it was you. So this is just on my mind because it happened to me a second ago. In the last maybe year and a half, maybe 2 years, all of a sudden, fairly often, my voice just cracks out of nowhere. Sometimes when I'm talking. Like, this is not an issue I ever had before, but all of a sudden it's an issue I have now. That's it. That's all there is.
Oh, okay. Alright.
It's just something that happened a minute ago while I was talking about the NPCs, and it was on my mind, I guess.
Nice. Well, to be fair, I don't know that it was super noticeable just because your mic was crackly lacking as well.
Oh boy, that's not great.
It's not been terrible tonight.
How is it on the live stream? Because I spent a bit of time adjusting volume. Oh. I did also, when I first started up the stream, I felt like the microphone was sounding a bit weird, and I did some, sounding kind of, sounded like it was peaking, and I did some adjustments to try to fix that. But I don't know if they helped. On the live stream, it sounded like it. I have no way of knowing how it sounds on Discord.
Yeah, so, I mean, you sound good in stream so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, does it sound different on Discord versus on stream?
I was trying to figure that out.
Hmm.
One second. What did you do to fix it?
I put a gain filter in OBS and like turned it up so that I could turn the actual volume down. I don't know. Sometime or another, I should actually buy like an actual microphone. I'm
No,
just
I think it
too
sounds
cheap
good.
to do that.
And also, I really, really like this microphone that I got. So if you're ever interested in getting an actual mic, I'll recommend you this one.
Is it one that like stands on the desk, or does it have an arm? Or
It came with an arm, which I'm not using because I will say I liked the arm I had a little bit more than the one it came with. But I think you can probably get something other like stand or whatever.
well,
for
see,
it,
I
if you want.
would want it to be on an arm
On an
because I
arm.
need some way to have it. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm playing a game on the mouse and keyboard, obviously, however it sets up is fine. But if I'm using a controller, I'm usually not at my
Yeah.
desk. I'm
Yeah. Right.
like sitting on
lounging.
my bed. Like,
Yes.
you've seen what my room looks like.
Not in a while, but
So,
yes.
I mean, you only need to know what it looks like. I can describe
Okay.
how it's laid out.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, like, you know where my door is and where my window is, and that's what's
Yes.
My desk is in front of my window, and then my bed is like perpendicular to it facing the desk in the corner to the left, and then my TV is directly across from there. So like with
Okay.
long enough of a boom arm, I could just rotate the arm so that the mic is facing me when I'm sitting on my bed pretty easily,
Yeah.
which is why I
Um,
want an arm.
Yeah. I will. Like, I can give you definitely the recommendation of this, or I can send you over if you're ever interested in the mic that I'm using, and then I'll find the boom arm that I have. Like I said, I like it a little bit more. It's like, it just kind of sturdier-ish,
Yeah.
I feel like. And like I said, there may be nothing wrong with the arm it came with. It's just, I liked this one better.
Yeah. I
Um,
also know
but-
that Void is a bit of an audiophile, so he might have some
Yeah.
slightly
Some
pickier
suggestions.
opinions.
Yeah. I mean, and that's fair. I mean, he helped me set my stuff up, so, and he recommended this mic from a bunch of his friends who do a lot with voice and video and stuff like that, so. Technology things. But don't do a Blue Yeti, that's all I say.
Good to know. Something that I think more and more with every new update to this game. They're like, and like Hugo even mentions this a little bit, but like his vague mentions of it are a lot less of a deal than I'd expect it to be. The video store that Wise and Bell run
Yeah.
is frequented by multiple like celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that it's
It's
not a
so
huge deal
chill.
in the story. Yeah, it's weird
Yeah.
that it's so chill. Like, putting aside what I was saying before about Astra being like a massive celebrity, like probably in the world of Zenless, probably the biggest celebrity, full stop. There's also the fact that the members of Section 6, like Miyabi and Yanagi and Haramasa and Sokaku, are celebrities of us after a fashion as well. Like,
Yeah.
they have a lot of big fans. And they also, like, show
You know,
up to
come
the
hang out on
store.
the weekend.
They hang out with whichever sibling you choose to play as.
Right.
there is one like random event where a rumor floats around that Miyabi is Wise's fiance. Something which also canonically Miyabi's father wants to be true.
Oh, really?
It's how do people not recognize the siblings? How do people not know about their video store?
Yeah. That they like struggle to play the electric.
Admittedly,
every month.
I will say something I had forgotten.
Uh-huh.
Astra does not like publicly go into their video store. Like she very sneakily goes to visit them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like most people wouldn't know that she frequents their store.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's still weird that they fly as under the radar as they do.
Yes. So what connection does Miyabi and Wise have that her father was also on board with this?
That there's a lot to explain there.
Okay.
So technically whichever sibling someone plays as first meets the members of Section 6 because the player sibling gets a license to do independent hollow investigations and helps Section 6 out in an investigation they have ongoing, really early in the game story. But also later on, the siblings get formally introduced to Section 6 through Nicole, who somehow or another is acquainted with Miyabi. And that leads to the siblings being involved in the takedown of a corrupt official in the police force, and in their being involved in stopping a massive disaster. Which is also why they're legally allowed to do what is typically illegal work. Miyabi gets closely involved with the siblings because they confessed something to her that if she hadn't believed what they had to say, potentially could have gotten the two of them killed by her.
Good lord. Okay.
Because, going back actually a little bit to the whole juxtaposition of, characters having dark backstories, but relatively brighter, current situations. I actually showed you a couple of the Miyabi trailers. So you remember the one where, she had to kill her mother because her mother was being corrupted by a hollow?
Yes.
Miyabi is actively seeking out the people she believes are responsible for that hollow event to exact vengeance on them.
Okay.
And included in those people were the members of some kind of institute or something that Wise and Bell were a part of.
Oh.
But basically, their side of the story is, sure, the disaster originated from that institute, and our teacher was the one accused of causing it, but what actually happened was really similar to the thing that happened just before that they had helped stop. And Miyabi believes them, and now they're under her family's protection.
Okay.
But also because they helped Section 6, which Miyabi is the head of, to take down, to prevent this disaster. Miyabi's father invites all of Section 6 and all the people who were involved in helping with that over for dinner, and takes a liking to Wise.
Okay.
But also, from the way... I'm trying to think of how to put this. Miyabi is a very strange person. Like, I think there's probably, the way it's presented in the story, I think there's probably a degree to which her father is probably like, okay, anyone she is this interested in is automatically, the fact that she has taken such an interest in another person is a better sign than he's probably ever seen of her having any interest in romance.
Oh my word. So he's like, cultivate that, nurture it. Yes.
Pretty much. And there's also the fact too that like he's watched his daughter spend almost all of her years since she was a little kid invested mostly in getting revenge on someone that he's not even sure exists.
Yeah.
So seeing her invested in anything other than revenge is probably a pretty big deal to him too.
Probably. And he's like, you know what? This is great. This is perfect.
I'm pretty sure Hugo just picked this guy's pocket because this guy was being a little bitch.
Oh my word.
This guy seems arrogant. Maybe I should take a tougher approach with him.
Quit the act. I've seen right through you. You may look harmless, but I know you have a secret identity. Your crafty skills have caused headaches for countless people. Not to mention, you're revered in your field. Your true identity is a member of the most infamous band of thieves in New Eridu, Mockingbird!
Man, that name really makes its way around.
Actually, I'm more infamous than Mockingbird.
What? You're even more evil than Mockingbird? No wonder you snatched my wallet!
I know. Now might not be the best time to say this, but I'm genuinely curious
I
about
feel
your
like
true
Hugo has to already
identity.
know.
Forget
Yeah.
it. Clearly, you have no idea who I am. I'm Curtis Ravenlock. That's right, of the esteemed Ravenlock family from Tops. You'll face consequences for crossing me.
Oh no, I've upset a powerful man. I'm so scared.
All of these are hilarious.
You're
Yes.
not going to silence me, are you?
Don't be
I was
ridiculous.
really
I wouldn't
tempted
go
to pick
that
the
far.
one on the bottom.
Just keep it in mind and know your place.
A guy with such a massive ego probably can't pick up on subtle sarcasm.
Anyway, you were the
And he
only
has
one
pointy
next to me
ears.
when I lost
Yes.
my wallet. It has to be you. Just admit it.
Also, the whole sarcastic, you're not going to silence me, are you, thing is so much funnier when you consider the fact that Wise absolutely knows people that would commit murder on his behalf.
Oh yeah.
You've got it wrong. I didn't steal your wallet. I just happened to be standing next to you.
Coincidence? Do you really expect me to buy that? You've been suspicious from the start.
You're being too soft. You need a firmer stance with someone like him.
In any case, my wallet is missing. It had a ton of Denny's, so someone's got to answer for that.
I bet you staged all this, and your wallet's been on you the whole time.
What do you mean by staged? Why would I do that? Someone stole my wallet. It's theft!
With all due respect, I doubt he's clever enough to stage anything. Clearly, your accusation is baseless, Mr. Ravenlock. Your outfit, while elegant, shows unironed creases and noticeable signs of wear. You've likely worn it for a long time.
Personally, I think the funniest outcome of all this would have been if you could choose the whole the wallet was always in your pocket thing, and Hugo would sneak it back into the guy's pocket.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Plus, the wet ink on your cuffs suggests that you rushed straight here from your workplace. Likely so you wouldn't miss today's raffle.
Oh, or is it going to turn out he never
It's
even had
clear
his
you're
wallet?
not well off and quite careless. Chances are you lost your wallet yourself, and it probably didn't hold much cash. Is that why you jumped to accuse others? Hoping to leverage your family name to make a quick Denny?
That's utter nonsense!
Regardless, you owe this person an apology.
Damn it! You'll regret this! Just you wait!
I really hate it when innocent people are wrongfully accused. But it's all over now. I hope it didn't ruin your mood.
Good thing you're here. Otherwise, that guy would have kept arguing forever.
I didn't
Wow,
really
thank
do
goodness you were
anything.
here.
You outsmarted him all on your own. It's a relief to see him get what he deserves. He should have known what would happen the moment he falsely accused you. People like that should have a taste of their own medicine. That sounds fair to me. Unfortunately, we don't usually see such fairness in our world, do we? That's why sometimes I don't mind resorting to unconventional methods to right the wrongs.
You seem to be implying something. Don't tell me.
A good movie never spoils its ending. But feel free to speculate. Anyway, it was nice running into you. Please, accept this raffle ticket to mark the occasion. May it keep you away from shady people and situations and bring you good fortune.
Oh my gosh. The raffle ticket. Keep you away from shady people.
Oh!
What?
He stole the wallet and then snuck all the money from it into the pockets of the people around and just left the wallet on the ground.
Oh my gosh. I looked away and I missed that.
It's like unvoiced dialogue that I just got to. You're a few seconds behind in the live stream, I'm pretty sure.
Anyone else want to redeem prizes?
Another really fun little detail that, like, they didn't have to do, but they did, is that all of the NPCs in the line here
Anyone
are
else want to redeem
characters you
prizes?
can just find hanging out around the square any other time.
Anyone else want to redeem
Say that
prizes?
again. I had a mute stream because it was too much.
I should be able to also share this to Discord while I'm doing this too.
Okay.
But all the NPCs in the line here are characters that are, like around, that are just hanging out around the square any other time.
Oh.
That's not what I want to do. I did a big dumb.
Oh, no.
There we go.
No.
Yeah, like, I don't remember exact details for all of them, but
Anyone else want to redeem prizes?
I'm pretty sure Mia was involved in, like, some little random quest. And Orlinda is a character you can just find talking about all the bad reviews she gives to restaurants.
Anyone else want?
So, a detail, I imagine this is probably just typical of a lot of gacha games, but I really only notice it in Hoyo games, is just that the amount of whatever the game's money is that you have is always, like, wildly larger than the amount the character could feasibly have. Like, in terms of the actual story of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, 50,000 is enough to be a grand prize, like, the grand prize of the raffle.
Uh-huh.
When I'm sitting here with 800,000 already.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it really just boils down to, mechanically, whatever the game's money is also serves as, like, a level up resource for characters. So they have to give players a ton of it. But the result is just a kind of funny disconnect where you have wildly more money mechanically than the character does thematically.
Right.
Okay, no, apparently 50,000 is a pretty small grand prize.
They're here with me now, sir.
I'm glad to have the chance to speak with you, young'uns. Helios Academy used to be a peaceful and comforting place. I know you still can't fully trust me, and I understand that completely. But please do know that I mean you no harm. Your teacher, Carol, and I, we used to be friends. She was a kind person. I was truly sorry to learn that she was the one held responsible for the fall of the old capital.
She was innocent. There must be something else behind it.
I hope so too. It's just that the fall of the old capital still weighs heavily on us all. But I believe you just got caught up in all of this. I'm sorry for what you've been through over the years. It must be tough.
One day, we'll find the evidence to clear her name.
Then I sincerely wish you success. The real reason I reached out to you is to tell you something very important. Something about your eyes. I stumbled upon some of the data Carol left behind. She spent much of her time studying ways to minimize the side effects of your eye implants.
Teacher. She was always looking out for us.
Yes, which is why I believe this was her final wish. As her friend, I want to see it through. Simply put, your eye implants are directly linked to your brain, and their functionality depends on your body's limits. As a result, the HDD system takes up a part of your body's capacity. This leads to certain issues, the most notable being that it suppresses your innate ether aptitude. I brought in a team of specialists to analyze Carol's data samples, and after some effort, they created a plan to upgrade the HDD system. After the upgrade, the HDD system will operate with significantly reduced power consumption, allowing for a substantial boost in your ether aptitude, or rather, a restoration to its original level.
Do you mean that once the HDD upgrade is done, we'll be able to enter the hollows ourselves without EOS?
Exactly. You'll likely experience some discomfort at first, but you'll get used to it over time. I'll have the specialists from Marcel Group continue monitoring your physical condition to reduce the burden on your body and help restore your ether aptitude more effectively.
Are you really giving us such advanced technology for free? Feels like there's gotta be some kind of catch. Besides, you must have known about us for a while. So why wait until now?
I'm not asking for anything in return. As for why I didn't reach out sooner, truth is, from what I've learned, your eyes possess even greater power. Perhaps the power within you could affect all of New Eridu. But you must understand, power is a double-edged sword. It can be used against enemies or allies. As the mayor of New Eridu, I must ensure everyone's safety, so I hope you'll forgive my caution. I'd been observing you for some time. That said, I'm confident to say that everyone at Victoria Housekeeping speaks highly of you.
Miss Bell and Mr. Wise are both kind and honorable individuals. I believe they'll use their power for the right cause.
Yeah, they're both good people.
Thank you for your kind words. Even though we have no idea what this power is. You're not just making it up to get our hopes up, are you?
Of course not. It's just that I don't have much information right now. I'll let you know as soon as I do. Well then, I'll let Lycon assist you with upgrading the HDD system. Rest assured he'll guide you through everything. You should be able to follow him with your knowledge.
If you would follow me.
How are you
Really? I'm feeling a bit off.
Your body is adjusting. Give it time to adapt to the changes. As a precaution, hold off on entering the hollows until you feel better.
I see. In that case, I'll sit back and help Wise for now.
It's quite impressive one of you adapted so quickly. Your ether aptitude is now on par with most hollow investigators, meaning you're ready to explore regular hollows. But you must be careful at first. Lycon, Ellen, why don't you two go along? One of the data piles in the hollow near the metro is malfunctioning, and we need a skilled proxy to address it. I'll assign this task to you. Of course, you'll receive fair compensation upon completion. Take your time in the journeys ahead. You've got plenty of time to uncover your full potential.
Alright, before I start the... Okay, now I can switch characters right now. I don't know what made me think of this, but like something that just popped into my mind during that dialogue. Someone on Twitter pointed out that if you look at Belle's hair really closely, you can see that like the roots of her hair are the same color as Wise's, which of course would imply she dyes her hair blue and that her natural hair color is gray.
Okay.
And after whoever it was like posted the screenshots of that, just a ton of people started drawing fan art of Belle with her apparently natural gray hair.
Interesting.
And there was obviously there's no actual basis for this, but there was a theory someone proposed that I like a lot, that probably Carol, their teacher, might have had the kind of dark bluish hair, and that Belle dyes her hair that color, kind of in honor of their teacher who died during the Hollow disaster.
Yeah.
Now, in reality, there's no basis at all for that.
Right.
But I still think it's a nice little thing to think.
Yeah, why not? Does that hurt anything?
And it's gonna make me use a generic version of Ellen when mine is way better.
Darn.
Master Proxy, the data pile that the mayor mentioned is in this direction.
Am I just gonna be running around to stuff while I watch NPC versions of characters fight?
Let's keep moving. The data pile that the mayor mentioned is near that garage ahead.
Ellen is actually kind of weird mechanically, because to my knowledge, she is the only character for whom...
What a pain. There's nowhere else to go. We'll have to move the train.
To my knowledge, she's the only character for whom, like, getting duplicates of her actually, like, dramatically changes how she plays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We should search for the passcode nearby to disable the laser, and then move the train.
I get it now. We should be able to enter the path.
How are you feeling now, Master Proxy?
fantastic. Never been better.
I'm relieved to hear it. If you feel any discomfort, please, let us know at once.
Yeah, I'll carry you on my back if needed.
Oh my word.
Well, that won't be necessary.
You've always had a sharp mind, and now you've got the muscles to match.
Thanks for the compliment.
No, I was just thinking. When will you pick up some fighting skills? If you can fight, you could handle things in the hollow all on your own. That'd be pretty neat.
Master Proxy, the data pile is right up ahead.
I actually remember, like, not long after the update dropped, a lot of people on Twitter talking about how they thought it would be really neat if we did get, like, playable in, like, combat versions
Thank
of
you.
the
Sorry, I still need you
siblings.
guys to protect me. Seems like I'll need to work harder.
Get back!
Actually, this is probably the
Roxy,
easiest
you don't need to push yourself
opportunity
so hard.
to show you what I was talking about. So,
You're already pretty great. Just leave the rest to us.
so with Ellen, like if I hold down her dashing attack, I get 3 charges.
Right.
With the one I have, a single like held down attack would fill all of her charges instead of just 3.
Oh.
Like you see the little stars up underneath her health. And then additionally, these guys probably won't live long enough for me to show you what I'm talking about.
Take this.
Yeah,
You daydreaming?
with the one I have, again, thanks to her, like thanks to having duplicates, I can actually skip the first half of her skill. And like her skill has 2 different halves, like has 2 attacks to it. I can skip the first half of her skill and immediately start the second one, which does a lot more damage.
Interesting.
Like you have to do a specific combo to skip it, but like it lets you do like a lot more damage in a much shorter time. And also, I think it, like, even putting aside the damage boost, I think it makes her a lot more fun to play.
Oh,
That's good.
it's another passcode.
We should be able to find the passcode nearby. Let's keep an eye out for it. Maintaining the data piles in the hollows requires a proxy with the utmost professionalism. It is Victoria Hupp.
Whoops.
Avoid it. Out of the way. Get back.
Okay. So, hearing, like, some of the, like, noises he makes in combat, I think I would have noticed, like, that it was a different voice actor, like, in combat.
Out of the way.
Master Proxy, let's take a look around this area. We might be able to find clues regarding the passcode.
Proxy's moves seemed more fluid in that last battle.
Master Proxy, this should be the second passcode. Master Proxy, we've been in the Hollow for quite some time. How are you feeling?
Troublesome.
I feel fine. Nothing unusual, actually.
That's good to hear. After all, this is the first time you've entered a Hollow since the system upgrade. Best not to overdo it.
Let's hurry it up.
Let's end this fight quickly. All right, that's all of them. Let us return and open...
Yeah, like I said, like back when I first mentioned it, it's not so much a difference in how he sounds as it is a difference in how he talks.
Right.
And even that's very, very subtle.
Yeah, he sounds good. So.
Yeah.
The mission was a success, sir. Master Phaeton's performance was outstanding.
Excellent. You truly are exceptional. I'll be frank. I contacted you because I need your expertise for an important task. I'd like you to participate in an auction and help me secure an item up for bid.
Hold on. Is it the same auction I heard about? The one with all the high-profile attendees?
Yes, that's the one. I knew asking you was the right choice. Since you're aware of it, I'll get straight to the point. It's related to the sacrifice you encountered.
Apropos of absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened across this. Sound Cadence, the recording studio I was talking about before,
Yeah.
apparently also did the English voiceover for Tower of Fantasy.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I really didn't have any issues with the voice acting in that.
I thought a
Just
lot of it was kinda wobbly. I personally attributed it just to, I don't know. I hate to say this, because in reality, the quality of the voiceover shouldn't have really had anything to do with any other aspect of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of attributed the wobbliness of a lot of the voiceover to the fact that the game as a whole was just kind of shaky.
Yeah.
But in reality,
That's
like
fair.
thinking back, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like the two shouldn't really correlate necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Sacrifice? It's back?
Remember the sacrifice you took down near the construction site? Public security did some research after retrieving it. It turns out it can maintain its form outside the hollow and carries human genes. Within it, we extracted a mysterious core. This core possesses the same inexplicable power as the sacrifice, allowing it to exist without relying on ether. However, the core was recently stolen from the most secure lab in New Eridu. We suspect this is an inside job rather than an external theft. We searched extensively without success, until I saw the auction flyer. The core has been concealed within an auction item.
So you want us to bid on it at the auction. But why us?
The power of the sacrifice is highly volatile and destructive. We must keep it confidential, at least for now. And I, as mayor, am not suited to participate in the auction myself. Plus, I'm running checks on my inner circle due to the theft. Frankly, there aren't many people I can trust. Don't worry, the funds are covered, and Victoria Housekeeping will be assisting you. Of course, this hinges on one condition: your willingness to aid me.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
Thank you very much. I knew that I could rely on you. The only hurdle now is the invitation. It's exclusive to Tops, so obtaining one might take some time. I'll handle that promptly. I'll leave the rest in your capable hands.
You seem a bit puzzled, Master Proxy.
The relationship between the mayor and Tops seems rather delicate.
You're quite perceptive. As you know, the roots of New Eridu's governance lie with the Mayflowers, while Tops is a conglomerate of companies. Power and profit often lay the foundation for conflicts, which is why securing invitations could be tricky for us. Things would be much easier if Tops weren't so involved. But worry not, Master Proxy. It may take some time, but we will overcome these obstacles. Now, if you've no further need of me, I'll take my leave. Have a good day.
Didn't that collector Hugo mention if we wanted to attend the auction, we could give him a call? But he didn't leave us his contact information. Odd, right? If he wanted us to contact him, why not leave a number? Did he just forget?
Maybe he left a puzzle for us to solve, like in the movies.
You've been watching too many movies, Wise. We need to separate fiction from reality. Come to think of it, Hugo did leave us a raffle ticket and said something weird. He said something cringy like, "There are always secrets hiding behind the light." Wait, don't tell me. I get it now. This guy watches way too many detective movies. Anyway, let's try contacting him.
Aha! It's you! The manager of my favorite video store! Glad you've cracked my little puzzle. I've been waiting for you to contact me. I was worried I might have left a bad impression.
Okay.
Actually, I have a favor to ask. About the auction you mentioned. Could you secure 2 invitations for us?
Ah, so you'd like to attend the auction? I'd love to assist, but unfortunately, I have some tasks at hand. But if you two can help me with my current task, I should be able to find time to get the invitations you need.
What kind of task? Is it something I can handle? Nothing too dangerous, I hope.
Don't worry, I would never put you in danger. Let's discuss the specifics in person. I'll wait for you at Do Gardening Shop in Lumina Square.
So, fun fact. The gardening shop is actually, like, a lot of the side quests, like the really small side quests in this game, are kind of framed as, like, commissions you get for the illegal side of your job.
Right.
The gardening shop, or like the gardening shop's owner, is actually where you get a lot of the really high difficulty commissions.
You've arrived, my friend. Punctual as always.
Another wait.
Oh, whoops.
This time, I'll lead the family back to the top.
Good day, manager. Wonderful to see you again. You're as sophisticated and charming as always. About our previous discussion, I assume you've made some progress? I see. Looks like it's more complicated than I thought. I appreciate your help. Here are the promised invitations for you. One was mine, but I won't be able to attend as I'll be occupied that day. I had to pull a few strings to secure these invitations, so please don't mention where they came from. Otherwise, someone might come hunt me down.
I feel like he knows exactly why Wise is going to the auction.
Wait, seriously? Is the auction really that dangerous?
Well, when you dance with sharks, you can't avoid risk. But I have faith in you, dear manager. I'm entrusting you with my life.
Don't worry, my lips are sealed. And so are my sisters.
I've been meaning to say, you're so close with your sibling. I'm kind of jealous. What's your view on family ties, manager?
The one thing I forgot, I don't remember for sure, because like before this quest, all we had on Hugo was like a little bit of a teaser at the end of Lycon's character story. But I'm pretty sure Hugo and Lycon like grew up together and were basically like brothers.
Oh, interesting.
It's a bond you have to maintain carefully. Even as family, we might not fully know each other. For example, our someone who was like a mother to us loved us deeply, but also kept many things from us.
Mother. Huh. For me, that word only brings fear, pain, and hatred. I once had a half-sister. Different mothers.
Had? You didn't have a fallout over some big argument, did you?
No, we never argued. I would like to try, but it's too late. She's been gone so long. I can barely remember her face.
I also know the other character that's going to be added next update that is part of the same faction as Hugo apparently considers him to be like a brother.
Okay. He's got lots of brothers then, huh?
The other character is a girl, so...
He's got lots of siblings then, huh?
I guess so. Another character that I'm pretty sure will show up in this quest.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a sensitive topic. My condolences.
It's okay. I brought it up first, and it was ages ago. Anyway, back to what we were saying. It's highly likely that Hartman will be at the auction as well. As you know, while he's the rightful heir to the Ravenlock family, he keeps many secrets. Should you cross paths with him in the future, be cautious. He's sitting up on his high horse looking down on everyone else, and he'll do whatever it takes to get more power. I hope these upper-class people eventually face the punishment they deserve. Too bad the scales of fate lean one way or another, unless someone steps in to tip them back. I digress. That's all for today. I have some errands to attend to, so I'll take my leave. Have fun at the auction.
It is a pleasure to see you again, Master Proxy.
It's been a while.
So the little voice lines as you're approaching characters are, I think, a new thing as of this update.
Oh,
I don't feel like they've ever had that before. I think it's a neat little touch, but also I keep accidentally skipping them by starting dialogue too quickly.
Lies. Deception. Betrayal. I see swirling mist, shrouding the truth in a deep, enigmatic haze. Found you. Chosen one.
This is the other character for next update.
Oh, okay. I
The
was
one
like,
who sees Hugo as a brother.
Oh, okay.
Also very vampire-like.
Mm-hmm.
You are exactly as I thought you'd be.
What are you talking about? I'm confused.
Words can only convey so much, so it's understandable if what I say doesn't make sense to you now. But you'll know what I mean soon enough.
Young lady, I know you might think I'm lying, but
Real quick, I'm getting some static from you every once in a while.
Oh, shoot. I think it's because I'm moving my phone under my mic and I don't think about
Yeah,
it.
that'll do it.
Sorry.
Back when I had like my old wired headset that I'd use for stuff I had on my TV, if I put my phone or my controller too close to it, I'd get really bad static.
Yeah, it just happens when I sit back and I pulled my mic closer, but it's kind of over where I hold my phone in front of me. So, and I don't think about it until you or Z is move your phone. I'm like, oh, my bad.
While I have the dialogue paused anyway, I'm actually gonna go get some water.
Yeah, same actually.
Alrighty. Actually.
I'm gonna watch a solar eclipse. I meant the lunar eclipse.
Okay, now I'm actually back.
you gonna stay up till 3 a.m. and watch the lunar eclipse?
No.
Oh my god.
I drive for a living. I'd rather not get into any accidents.
Yeah, I hear that.
I'm telling the truth. That item was my late husband's keepsake, and I had to pawn it due to financial difficulties. But I can't bear to see it auctioned away to who knows where. I'd never be able to get it back. Please help me bid for it. There's a hidden flaw in that item. If you point it out during inspection, it will be withdrawn from the auction and returned to the pawn shop. That way you won't have to pay for it. In return, I'll offer you some compensation. It may not be much, but it's all I can manage. Please.
Mom, please don't cry. Your story might be genuine, but your intention is not. Besides, this has nothing to do with me. Your misfortune is not my concern.
Okay.
Young lady, you don't look like you're struggling for money. How can you be so cold-hearted? I'm sure this refined individual here feels the same way.
Huh? Are you referring to me?
Yes, you! If you're willing, could you please...
The auction is about to start. I'm not sure how you gained entry, but I'm sure you don't want to be driven out with your daughter. And you? Here's a little piece of advice. Don't let your sympathy easily sway you in an auction like this. Otherwise, you might get swindled. I'm Vivian, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Dear guests, the auction will begin shortly. Please make your way to the venue.
Well, hold back.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it takes a special type of stupidity to walk up and talk smack to someone that Lycon is standing right next to.
I was also thinking that. I'm like, okay.
Like, any of the other members of Victoria Housekeeping, I could see someone underestimating, but, like, man.
He may be from the Ravenlock family, but he's been entering the lottery in secret. His financial situation might not be too great right now.
Ugh, what rotten luck. I didn't expect to see you here. I won't back down this time.
Aren't you that bigwig from the Ravenlock clan? Surprised to see you at the same auction as us commoners.
This is the top auction in the industry! I really don't know how you got an invitation, but I doubt it was through legitimate means.
You seem a bit hesitant. His accusation isn't true, is it?
You should just give up already. I'm dead set on getting this item.
I love all the dialogue options with this.
Yeah.
movie.
I'm having a hard time making a decision for sure.
Good luck to you.
Like every interaction.
Host, I increase my bid by 20%.
Where could you have gotten so many Denny's?
A solid move, but perhaps a bit too costly for me.
Okay. Let's not rush into inflating the price. Seems like it's just the two of us interested in the item. Why don't we discuss this in private first?
No matter what, I won't back down.
Ugh, I didn't expect you to be so determined.
This is the perfect moment to shake your opponent.
You're really stubborn, huh? Is it really worth arguing over such a small collectible?
That's right. The Denny's in our pocket is our biggest advantage. Host, I'm raising the bid.
The price is way more than it's worth. Forget it, I'm out.
It's a bit overpriced, but it's still acceptable. Regardless, congratulations on your winning bid. Though, in my opinion, its aesthetic style is a bit ahead of its time. But as long as you like it, that's what matters. After all, the true value of art is in the love people invest in it.
The next item is truly exceptional. The final creation of a legendary artist, the only one of its kind in all of New Eridu. The artist's tale is quite fascinating. Unrecognized during his lifetime, his works were discovered by art collectors after his death and became hugely popular. Because of this, authentic works are few and far between, making each one incredibly precious. And this stunning final piece, anyone who loves his work won't want to miss it. Without further ado, let's get started! Starting bid, 200 million Denny's!
If I can get it for under 500 million, I can still turn a profit. 300 million!
If I'm not mistaken, Wise, isn't that the item the woman asked Vivian to bid on?
Yeah, that's the one. If our budget allows, perhaps we should.
1 billion.
Even if his final piece is a collectible of this quality, starting at $1 million right off the bat. Since she doesn't have to earn her own money, any bid is just a number to her.
Was that Vivian? Wow, she just said, "Don't let your sympathy sway you," then went ahead and bid anyways.
What did he say?
He just makes a comment of like, "Oh, she doesn't have to work for her own money," and I was like, "What?"
I don't actually know what the deal is with her yet, other than that, like, she's mechanically part of the same faction as Hugo.
Yeah, but she can literally afford not to take her own advice.
Ooh, this elegantly dressed lady certainly has refined taste and deep pockets. So, is anyone ready to challenge this young lady? Invest in the legacy of a talented artist who left us too soon. Its value could double in the future.
I'd advise against it. I'm going to bid on this no matter the price tonight.
This young lady is certainly very confident. Our time is almost up at $1 billion, going once, Going twice! Going 3 times! Sold for 1 billion! All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first half of the auction. Please feel free to unwind in the lounge for a bit, as more treasures await in the second half.
The coffee here is drinkable.
Why are there so many unfamiliar faces around? I thought this was for regulars only.
You have a strange look on your face. Despite her ruthless exterior, she's actually quite kind-hearted. Though you wouldn't dare think that, would you?
Not at all. That's not what I'm thinking.
You're not being honest, and I don't appreciate deceit. Just to clarify, I didn't assist that woman out of kindness, nor do I plan on giving up the item I just purchased, because it's nothing more than a common scam.
Something that I did just remember from the temporary event I talked about earlier where Hugo steals something for Astra is that Lycon describes Hugo as someone who steals according to his own sense of value, regardless of the monetary, no matter how low specifically, the monetary value of his mark might be. Like, specifically with Astra, he steals something of functionally no value from her and replaces it with something extremely valuable as a means to keep her from noticing the theft initially.
Interesting.
Like, it's what he... So, if I remember correctly, what it is what he steals from her is like a self-produced music album she made before she was famous.
Okay.
And what he replaces it with is a limited edition re-record of that same album that only 10 of exist in the world or some such.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, technically speaking, what he leaves for her is more valuable than what he took, but it doesn't have the sentimental value of the, like, independently recorded version.
Yeah.
A scam? So you're saying that woman is a fraudster?
They'll tell you a tragic story, begging you to help bid on a collectible at a high price. They promise a reward and guarantee the item will be withdrawn from the auction, so you think you won't have to pay anything. But the reality is, once you bid, the deal is done. No going back, and you end up shelling out a hefty sum for something worthless.
So why did you still bid on the item?
I really enjoyed the story of that legendary artist. Art at its essence sells stories, doesn't it? I'm willing to pay the price for the stories I choose. That's another lie. Looks like you believed me.
I didn't really believe you.
Let me give you another piece of advice. Appearances can be deceiving. People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth. I hope next time you'll accept my invitation, and not that of these pretenders. I'll see you soon, my friend of many secrets.
Oh yeah, that's another funny thing about Vivian. She is completely obsessed with the legendary proxy Phaethon, and is also completely unaware that the player character siblings are actually Phaethon.
The second half of the auction is about to begin. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back! Up next in our auction is tonight's showpiece, the one-of-a-kind Robe of Heroes! Legend has it that, long ago, this was a garment that only a hero could wear. What's truly fascinating is the unique gem embedded in the collar of this robe. It's unlike any gem I've ever seen. Almost magical.
Wise, that gem's probably what we're looking for.
Such an important item, yet it's just there on a piece of clothing, completely unprotected.
How gaudy.
This auction sure is busy. There's people of all sorts, whether they belong or not.
Robe of Heroes. What a tacky name. Nonetheless, I'll secure it. In the name of the Ravenlock family.
Yes, I see it. Seems authentic. Of course, I'll keep an eye on it.
I didn't expect this to drag on so long. I believe there is no meaning in continuing this senseless bidding war. Frankly, wasting time irks me more than squandering money. So, my friend, let's cut to the chase. What did you have in mind?
This man is pretty shrewd. Maybe I should match his energy. All I want is that Robe of Heroes.
What a pity. We both have our sights set on the same item. It seems there is no hope of us coming to an accord.
I'd suggest taking a less direct approach with someone like Hartman, lest he prey on your weaknesses.
There are more antiques in this auction than just the robe. Why rush into this? You might find something else you prefer.
Oh.
I'm not a collector, so I'm not into antiques. That robe just caught my eye.
In that case, how about we strike a deal? All I want is that gem. So, if you cease bidding now, I'll take the gem and you can have the rest of the robe. How does that sound?
He called our bluff.
The Ravenlock family always gets what they desire. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask around.
I've been distracted by something, so give me a minute. Okay.
What a coincidence. I, too, always get what I want.
You're quite confident.
You know when to stand your ground. Well done.
My time is valuable, my friend. I've already lost a significant amount of Denny's talking to you. If I offer you a token of appreciation, let's say a hefty sum of Denny's, would you consider backing out of this bid?
In that case, if I were to give you a hefty sum of Denny's, would you back down?
I fear my price is beyond your means. It's been a while since someone dared speak to me like that. All right, since I can't sway you, we'll have to settle this with our financial power. But let me be clear. No matter how high it goes, I won't back down.
Drat. Though the mayor gave us a substantial amount of Denny's, I have a feeling it won't be enough to win against someone with this amount of financial power.
Thank you, everyone. It appears I'm the final winner of this auction after all. Well, I'll be taking this masterpiece with me. Of course. I must extend my sincere gratitude to all of you.
Damn it, we almost won! Ugh, Denny grabbing jerks.
I got a message from Hugo. He wants us to... look up?
I figured he was up
What
to something.
happened?
Why'd the lights go
yeah,
out?
He was gonna be there at some point.
What's going on? The power went out?
Mommy! I'm scared!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's auction. My apologies for the long and dreary opening. Losers always have a lot to say.
That guy looks familiar.
Is that...
What are you all standing around for? Someone deal with this intruder!
How uncouth. I'm simply here to reclaim what's rightfully mine.
You! When did you?
Well then, tonight's show is coming to an end. I wish you all a lovely evening. Yours truly, Mockingbird.
After him! Catch that thief or forget about getting paid tonight!
I can't believe he's here. And his target happens to be that core, too.
So, something I completely forgot about, as I clearly do quite a bit. During Lycon's character story, the antagonists of it are a group of just thugs that are posing as Mockingbird, the faction Hugo leads. And Lycon just completely loses his cool over that. Like, over someone pretending to be Mockingbird.
Forgive me, Master Proxy, but that... Mockingbird and I have... history.
You might find it surprising, but I know him too.
You do? I see. So that's how you know him. Years ago, we founded Mockingbird, the Phantom Thieves Syndicate. Things started off well. We were young, with naive ideals and lofty goals, and we pursued what we thought was right. But one night, that all changed. There may have been signs of what was to come, but no one noticed them at the time, or perhaps we chose to ignore them. Eventually, I left Mockingbird and accepted the olive branch extended by the mayor. The separation was, shall we say, less than amicable. And my dearest friend became my sworn enemy. Master Proxy, if I may ask, what do you think of Hugo?
Though he helped us before, and he seems pretty nice, I can't help but feel something's off. He is a part of Mockingbird, after all.
Mockingbird has changed from how we envisioned it. And Hugo, too, No, it's nothing. In any case, he's very dangerous. I'm still unsure of his intentions, but we cannot risk letting him have the sacrifice core. Based on my past experiences, I can likely predict the route he'll take to evade his pursuers and escape. However, this path lies within the Hollow. Master Proxy, can you...
Let's head straight there. I'm feeling pretty strong right now.
Very well. Please, follow me then. As I thought, Hugo really is here. When we were still working together, we would often choose routes that were difficult to attack, yet easy to defend. Master Proxy, the layout of the port is complex. Ethereals may jump out from any corner. Do be extra careful.
There are so many ethereals. They don't seem to be phasing him at all.
Though I am loath to admit it, that man is quite formidable.
Whoops. I think I skipped dialogue again.
Careful, or you'll get hurt.
I'm not going to let you have your way. Amateur. Master Proxy. That's one of Hugo's weapons. Make sure to avoid it. Stay calm now. It may look like a coin, but it's actually a dart. He's extremely familiar with this place. Master Proxy, dragging this out will only be to our disadvantage. Let's proceed through here post-haste. Stand still. Stay calm. The mechanism here isn't damaged. It's still functioning normally. Something's not right. It feels too easy, almost as if he let us through on purpose.
possibly be that he's trying to create a confrontation between himself and his old partner or anything like that.
Stand still. Be gone. Evade. Stay calm now. This must be the right way. Not to worry, Master Proxy. We'll be able to catch up to him soon. It should be this way. Are they from the auction? No, they shouldn't be able to track Hugo here. They're likely just hollow raiders. Back then, Hugo would typically retreat into a hollow after securing the goods. And as his partner, I'd be responsible for leading the pursuers astray. I'm unsure if he has a partner now, or who they might be if he does.
Well, Phantom Thieves usually have partners. I assume he must have recruited a new one by now.
True. That could make things trickier, as he may have passed the core to his partner. Regardless, Master Proxy, let's steer clear of those hollow raiders for now. Although I'm confident in my ability to defeat them,
I mean,
the clash here might delay us and jeopardize your safety.
It's easy for, like, us to be like, oh yeah, all the promotional material said she's a member of the Nightingales. There's not really a lot that has been shown in the game to imply that the two of them are related in any way.
That's true. For some reason, I thought that there was some connection when she was like, the chosen one.
No.
I don't. Okay.
I'm guessing she was saying that knowing that we got an invitation from Hugo. But she didn't really say anything in all that implies that to anyone that wouldn't already know.
Right. Okay.
Our main focus now is locating Hugo and retrieving the gem. Move! Stand still. Stay calm now. He should be nearby.
Long time no see, traitor.
It was you who broke the oath, not me.
You haven't changed, pompous and self-righteous.
You're beyond reason!
Both of you, enough already!
Master Proxy. Are you all right, Master Proxy? Any injuries?
I'm fine. I just forgot I wasn't using EOS. I thought your attacks would just go over my head. I'm not used to being this tall, I guess.
Rest assured, Manager. My blade has always been steady. I'll never point my weapon at my allies, especially not you. As for that oaf, he has no sense of control in the heat of battle, even turning on his own comrades.
I'd thank you not to spread lies.
What? Are you denying it? I merely spoke the truth, didn't I?
Thought we were in for a tough day, but it seems we struck gold in the end. If you value your lives, you better hand over all your etheric resources and any other valuables you've got.
I have no conflict with you, gentlemen. I'm here for personal reasons, not to mine ether resources.
Cut the crap. It's been a rough day, and we need something to make it right. Whatever your business is, pay your dough or bite the dust.
Pay our dough. This is the Hollow. You're not claiming this Hollow as your own, are you? Not even the current mayor of New Eridu would dare to make that assertion. Am I correct, Mr. Mayflower Watchdog?
You sure have a mouth on you, pretty boy. Don't push it. We've buried idiots like you in the Hollow before, and soon you'll be joining them.
I'd urge you to reconsider.
Huh? Unfortunately, your kind advice has come too late. They've already worn my patience thin.
Oh, help me!
Scared? Then perhaps you should think twice before you act. You've made your bed. Now lie in it.
Sorry! I'm so sorry! Please have mercy!
Spare us! We won't do it again!
Are you quite done blowing off steam? Don't kill them. I'll hand them over to public security once we're out of...
Who do you think you are to tell me what to do? They weren't planning to show you any mercy, yet you forgive them so easily. You haven't changed at all over the years, Lycon. To hell with you and your foolish fantasies of being some almighty savior. Haven't you learned your lesson from what happened with your eye and legs?
My principles remain unshaken. No one has the right to take another's life.
Sinners deserve punishment. Do you know how many lives they've taken? I'm merely delivering the justice the world needs.
It is not our place to pass judgment. I know I will not sway you. There's no point in continuing this argument. I will stop you. I always will.
Go ahead and try. I will defeat you. I always will. Be prepared to kneel before me, traitor.
You talk too much.
Can parry. Oh no.
Proxy, teach him a lesson.
Power!
Shut up!
How did that miss?
Stay vigilant.
I have you now!
Amateurs.
Is that all?
Take this.
Worry not. Mastery of my skills will come in time. But there's something more important I would like to teach you. Something about faith.
Does a phantom thief even need faith?
Of course. What else would we fight for?
For wealth, fame, and power to stand at the top so nothing and no one can imprison us. Isn't that what everyone desires? Or perhaps, by faith, do you mean something asinine and empty, like justice, dreams, or friendship? Hilarious. Grow up, Lycon. It's time to let go of your naive fantasies of being some almighty savior.
You just don't get it.
All right, enough squabbling. What I'm trying to teach you is very simple. I may not walk the path of justice, but I do not walk the path of evil. There's too much injustice in this world, and there are times when it becomes necessary to right those wrongs with unconventional methods. Taking lives, however, is out of the question. Life is a precious gift, one that nobody has the right to steal. No one should have the authority to judge whether another lives or dies. Keep that in mind.
I will.
You don't seem convinced, Hugo.
As you mentioned, this world is unjust. That's why we must strive to bring fairness to this world. Those who cause harm should face consequences, just as those who take lives should. But not all lives hold the same value. Sometimes, you may need to eliminate one if it means saving more.
You're too proud. Your pride may lead you astray.
I have my own path and beliefs, Jack. I'll determine for myself what's fair and unfair.
Hey, watch your mouth. If it weren't for Jack, you'd be dead already.
You're a smart kid, Hugo. Skilled too. You could easily take the life of a sinner. However, what if one day you found out you were wrong? What if that so-called sinner were innocent? Could you bring them back to life?
I wouldn't make that mistake.
To err is human. Everyone is bound to make mistakes. It's good you are open with your thoughts. I just don't want your troubled past to weigh you down. Because your hatred doesn't define you. It only eats away at you.
Are you okay, Lycon? You've been quiet for a while.
My apologies, Master Proxy. I was just reminded of some past memories. Before Hugo and I founded Mockingbird, we had a mentor, Jack. He took us under his wing when we were in dire straits, imparting his skills and life lessons. But Hugo didn't agree with his viewpoints. Perhaps our paths were always fated to diverge.
I've been curious for a while now. What caused you two to split?
Mockingbird faced numerous triumphs, but also setbacks. And one of them was a disastrous one. Hugo. You... Was this you? All this?
So what if it was?
Have you gone crazy?
Have you been planning this all along? You'd bury all these lives in the name of vengeance?
They deserve to die. Especially my so-called father. I should have killed him a long time ago. A really long time ago. You know what, Lycon? There's some people whose only purpose in life is to bring more suffering into this world. Sometimes murder is what brings justice back into this world. And for that, I must stain these hands in blood.
Enough! I can't trust anything you say anymore. I'm leaving Mockingbird, now!
Where are you going?
Anywhere. Someone from the Mayflowers got in touch with me before.
Are you mad? You know what those hypocrites in city administration are like. They're no different from tops. We fought them together all this time, and now you're leaving to serve as their lapdog. Are you going to turn your back on Mockingbird? Turn your back on me?
The mayor is different from the others. But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to even try convincing you. As your friend, I'll give you one last piece of advice. Please, stop here. Otherwise, the day will come where your hatred and ambition will consume you. My apologies, Master Proxy, that you had to hear such an unpleasant tale. Hugo came from a powerful family, and his relationship with them was always strained, especially with his own father. So much so that Hugo wanted to personally put an end to him. After shouldering a mountain of injustice, Hugo ran away from home. That's when Jack and I met him. And that setback that Mockingbird suffered turned out to be intimately connected to his family. I had thought it was just a normal mission, when in fact he was plotting revenge. He took advantage of me and everyone else there. I do not mean to pass judgment on him and his decision, but I refuse to accept a partner who is willing to trample over other people's lives for their own desires. Perhaps his family left a mark on him that continues to influence him to this day. In any case, Hugo still has the sacrifice core. We should contact the mayor to plan our next moves.
A pleasure to speak with you again. Lycon has already filled me in on Mockingbird stealing the sacrifice core. I'll deal with it.
Anything else we can do to help? I mean, we didn't manage to complete our mission.
No. You've done well. It's just not appropriate for you to get involved in what's to come.
We've been through far more dangerous situations. Plus, we've dealt with Mr. Mockingbird before, so maybe we could help you.
Really, I appreciate your kindness. It's just... Very well. Seeing as you're all people I know I can trust, I'm going to be frank. Not long ago, I received a letter declaring criminal intent.
Sir.
Lycon, I know you don't want to place them in danger. I feel the same way. However, I believe they deserve to know the truth. That letter threatened to use a sacrifice to take vengeance against the entire city of New Eridu.
What do you mean by vengeance?
I believe the person, or the organization, who sent the letter is planning to use the sacrifice to mount a large-scale attack against the city. Everything we've uncovered so far seems to support this hypothesis. As you know, the sacrifice's true power is a mystery and cannot be controlled if anyone attempts to use it as a weapon. This is no small issue. If this gets out, it'll send the public into a panic. Please promise me you'll keep things confidential.
Then let us help out. We can do our part too.
But it's like I said before. It'll be too dangerous for you. Whichever way you look at it, you're still citizens of New Eridu, and as mayor, it's my duty to protect you. Plus, Carol would be furious with me if I put you in danger. If she were still around. Anyway, I'm not at liberty to discuss this matter any further. Please rest assured that we will handle things properly as the administrative authority of New Eridu.
That's right. Master Proxy, please trust us.
So that'll be all for today. Goodbye for now.
As much as I'd like to keep going, I think that's a really good stopping point for now. Just do some... Let's see.
Number 0, Anby.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna finish up right away, but I'm not gonna do any more of the story for now.
Yeah, it's a good. It does seem like a good stopping point. So. Ooh.
I really don't like the lock-on on this game. It always seems to go to something.
Together we sing about some music. Great timing. A perfect conduit. Thanks. This one's for you. Down strategy. Now you pay. Wide open. Justice is served. Easy work. Right on cue. Wanna recharge? Cross the line and you get shot. Down strategy. Resolve. Now you pay. What you have?
Test your metal. Music is the rhythm of life. No escape.
This game makes it really easy to level characters up really fast, which is something I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because it's something that eats up a lot of time in Genshin and Star Rail.
Just a grind fest.
It's not really that much less of a grind so much as it is like this game just makes it a lot easier to get from like a character screen to wherever you need to go to get whatever materials and then back to the character screen.
Oh, yeah.
Because like from the character screen here, I can highlight each of these materials and just immediately pull up whatever I have to go to collect that material.
Yeah.
And then if I go to whatever it is from the character screen, when I finish this, it'll immediately go back. I'll have the option to immediately go back to the character screen.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
I'll save you. Be gone! There it is.
Good riddance. Get lost!
Make way for the undefeated champion!
What a pain.
Things are about to get violent.
Time to go home.
Gotcha now.
Get back. Don't worry, I'll be the next two. Troublesome.
I fought this boss like once ever, so I don't actually know where to go.
Good riddance. Let's our chance.
This was like a main story.
Alright,
Yeah.
take this.
I think it was like the second. I mean, it's a lot easier like in the story than it is here.
Want me to do it?
Flames fade, ashes remain.
Together, we'll compose a miracle. I'm happy to be of service. I knew this wouldn't be easy. Get back! Break time!
Let me show you how it's done.
I pledge my honor!
I'm not exactly thrilled to be serving you. Oops, I just said that. Sick! Get lost! Time to go home. Take this.
My pleasure. My pleasure. There it is.
Weak spot. Get back. Break time.
Gotcha now.
Out of the way.
I'm unstoppable! Let me show you how it's done.
Hope you enjoy. I'm happy to be of service. Get back.
There it is.
Get ready.
Easy. I'll save you.
Out of the way.
Gotcha now. Gotcha.
Out of the way.
Not bad, not bad.
This fight because her dad basically doubles as an like a dog. And normal dogs are not really useful against this guy because of how
What's your honor really worth?
I'm scissors, you're paper. In the name of hope, I'm happy to be of service. Looks like the job's not done. Time to go home. I'm not exactly thrilled to be serving you. Oops, I just said that.
Let me show you how it's done. My pleasure.
Don't worry, I'll lead the next session.
I don't know. I say Ellen's perfect for it. I guess technically Miyabi has just as good of a dodge while doing everything else better, which unfortunately is the standard. I don't know. This is going to sound kind of odd. I don't necessarily mind Miyabi power creeping characters quite as much, just because in the story, she is, like, not just mechanically, but, like, in the story, she's supposed to just be hilariously more powerful than basically anyone. But still a little annoying. And I also do really like playing her. She's a lot of fun to play. Still annoying, though, that one of my favorite characters got power crept pretty early on, and is shaping up to get power crept again.
What you deserve. Here it is. How about some music? Mind the voltage. Now you pay. Down strategy. Easy work. You're round them up. Wanna recharge? Music is the rhythm of life. No escape. You won't back down. Huh? Get ready. Outbound. Now you pay. Are you ready to handle? Focus switch. Let's test your mettle. No escape. Number 0, Anby. perfect conduit. It's time. How about some music? Flip the switch. Hope you enjoy it. Down strategy. More incoming. Easy work. You walked right into this one. Thanks. This one's for you. Right on cue. Now you pay. Mind the voltage. It's time. Wide open. Number 0, Anby.
Alright.
Standing by.
One last thing before I call it a night. So I mentioned earlier about how Ellen plays differently.
Waking up at 8?
Depending
I'm
on
so tired.
having duplicates or not.
Can someone...
So...
I'll be right back.
How could you?
Get lost! Take this. You're the boss, Master. Get lost! Out of the way. Get back. Break time. Take this. Time to go home. Out of the way. Get back. Weak spot. Get lost. Get back.
away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're the boss, Master. Weak spot. I'm not exactly thrilled to be serving you. Oops, I just said that. Take this. Break time. Get lost.
Well, while I'm waiting, I can go ahead and finish up the stream.
Waiting on what? What are you waiting on? Hmm?
You.
What do you what?
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live stream real quick, and then I'll show you what I was